All right. Well, good morning, everybody. It is Thursday, March 5th, 2026, and this is our real estate company meeting. Joshua.
All right. So I didn't say this one, but I actually had this one said to me, and it hit me pretty hard. But it's, did you really earn the right to your client's time? You are not entitled to it just because you have a real estate license. So very early on in my career, I had a lender tell me this, and I actually put this up. I think I've shared this quote before, but I actually put this up because once again, I was talking to an agent this week, and basically was feeling very entitled that people weren't wanting to work with him. He was at an open house and somebody wouldn't return his phone call. And at the end of the day, like, he felt like he was entitled because he had a real estate license. But I think we just have to get out of that mindset. Your clients, your leads, they don't owe you anything. You have to earn that right. And it takes time. And there's some people you're just not going to earn that right with. So don't beat yourself up over it. And ultimately, don't just act like you're entitled to it because that's going to hurt a lot worse.
Love it. Nobody owes us anything in life. We have updated our mission and vision statement. Nothing's new. You guys know exactly what our mission is. We lead by example with a profitable, scalable business and equip you agents to do the same. This is exactly what we're doing. We're trying to build a profitable, scalable brokerage and show you how to do the exact same thing in your business. That is our mission. And our vision is to change the way real estate feels by putting relationships first for business owners. That's you. We don't want a bunch of followers. We don't want a bunch of yes men. And we also want you to have clients who expect better. We want higher standards. Our core values have not changed. Nothing new to see here. And I've been really like I'm really proud of our company because every time something is going on, it falls literally into one of these core value categories. And that's what makes me very proud is we can kind of like hit the nail on the head. I'm like, oh, that's a fucking buzzword. That's out. That's not like real, or we need to handle it, or relationships first over here, you know? So if anybody doesn't have anything to add, I'm going to move to the next slide. 5, 4,
I
3.
got something.
Sure.
Yeah, I just wanted to give a shout out to Kyle. This past couple weeks, Handle It. She found a really great way to improve things and has worked her tail off to make things better for agents. And we'll explain more later. But I just want to give Kyle that shout out for Handle It.
Totally stepped up. And just so you guys know, like well beyond what she has to do for TC. I mean, she is a very big backbone and integral part of the compliance and risk management part of our company. So couldn't be more grateful to have her around. Okay. True crime in real estate. This coming week, we're going to do the murder suicide case, the Redfin murder suicide case that happened in Seattle in 2022. It was some sort of divorce situation. I don't want to give the whole thing away because I want you guys to come. But the reason we're going to do this one in particular is because on Wednesday, we have an actual crime scene cleanup company coming in to talk about how that goes. They've been, I'll let you talk about this, Holly. They've been like begging to get in front of agents and no brokerage wants to let them do it.
Yeah, I told her about our true crime and real estate like podcast series, and so then she started sending me articles. So I told her we like we're more interested in the stories and the information and like how she got into this than maybe the actual process of cleaning up. But she's gonna come tomorrow. I'm really excited. She seems to have a great personality. Her name is Soshi, and excited for that next week. I meant next week.
Yeah, I was like,
Not tomorrow.
so I'm excited about it as well because what's I've had neighbors that have experienced things, you know, house fires, just different things. I had you know, suicide in my family that occurred in, you know, their home and everything. And there's just like, as real estate agents, we're the first ones that they come to and they're like, what do I do? You know, and I don't want to be like, I don't know, call your insurance guy. They should know. I don't want to do that. You know, I would rather be like, okay, there are companies that exist and here's what they do. Here's how they can help you. Um, you don't have to know everything about everything, but we want to equip you to know where to find that information, or at least know who to go to. Lindsay, I love your trainings. You got to unmute.
Yeah, it took me a second. Absolutely. Very excited. So obviously with the post-settlement changes and really diving into closing costs, because let's face it, what is a commission? Your commission, just like, your title insurance, HOA fees, all the fees, surveys, things like that. All those are actual closing costs. So we wanted to break it down. Let's keep it simple. Commissions aren't difficult, but we need to set the expectations of all the closing fees for the buyers and sellers. We're very excited. In the state of Texas, sellers' net sheets typically can be found in conjunction with your title companies. So we have a Texas title company coming in, and they're going to talk about buyer and sellers' net sheets and how to set those expectations, because let's face it, it's our job to make this a smooth process and not have any of those aha gotcha moments at the closing table. So very excited about this training. It is open to all. However, this will be a Texas title company, and we will be talking from the Texas agent point of view.
Thank you, Debbie, for catching that. It is on March 6th. That is tomorrow.
Damien caught it.
Oh, Damien caught it?
Yeah.
I thought Debbie posted it. My bad.
Thought I was living in the future.
Yeah. All right. Josh had another Inman article published. If your listing's not selling, it's not always the price, it's the positioning, which is true. We all know that. Josh, do you want to talk a little bit about this article?
Yeah, it's just really about how a lot of times in real estate, we've trained ourselves that if a property isn't selling, the first lever you pull and you go talk to your sellers about his price, which isn't necessarily, it's not true. The problem is the way that you're taking that to your sellers. All too often, that's the biggest complaint sellers have with a real estate agent, is they just want to drop the price. So if you educate yourself on positioning, price is part of that, but there's other details. And when you go in to have those conversations with your sellers, you can say, hey, this one piece of the positioning issue that we're having is price, but we're also doing X, Y, and Z as well. So it's not just a price thing. We're changing these other things to get you positioned better for a sale. It makes you sound much smarter, and it really takes the pressure off just the price being the issue. So I just wrote an article on it. I think we'll have it up on the blog here soon. And there's a YouTube video that I think is going to go with this one too. I haven't filmed it yet, but we should have it up on the blog soon.
The other thing that I do when talking about like price adjustments with sellers is we're in the negotiation business, right, guys? So if I talk about dropping price or price adjustments, I also want to tell them what I'm going to do for them in return. Like, I'm going to drop more marketing dollars. There's going to be like a big open house campaign coming for this following weekend. The different things that I'm going to do to get a fresh push out there, so that it's not just like, hey, my only plan is for you to come out of pocket with more money, essentially. I love that, Josh. Company updates. Josh, okay, you guys, I'm so excited for these next two slides. Take it away, Josh.
Okay, I posted about this in the water cooler news last week, but over the last year, I've been building out a lead generation academy on the school platform. If you're not familiar with school, it's kind of like a Facebook group on steroids. There's a community discussion, a classroom portion. The other really cool thing about it is there's a map section, so you can see where all the members are. The biggest thing with this is anybody at MyRECo gets 100% free access to the VIP part of this group. The other thing is we want to use this as also kind of a recruiting tool. So if you have someone that you're interested in bringing to MyRECo, but you're like, hey, I'm not a good recruiter, get them here, get them with me. I will get them on Lead Gen Academy. If they end up coming to the brokerage, you will get credit for that person signing up and everything. We'll take care of it from here. Our goal with this is A, use it as recruitment, but B, to give the industry just more options, better options when it comes to lead generation and help people be more comfortable with it, because we truly believe even if they don't come to our brokerage, if you guys as agents can have more competent agents on the other side of your transactions, it makes everybody's life better. So anybody at MyRECo gets free access. If you want to sponsor an agent, let me know and I will give them free access as well. And it's just something we're hoping that gives you guys
And
value.
Josh actually charges for this, you guys. Like, so there are agents that pay money to join this. And so my real estate company is sponsoring this technically for agents at this brokerage. So you would be considered like a sponsor for the agents. You know, like obviously like the term sponsors used differently at like EXP and stuff, right? But you're basically like, hey, it's on me. I can get you into this. And so I just wanted to make that very clear that Josh makes money on this, and the agents love it. He's consulted with many brokerages and large teams about lead gen. We've all attended his trainings. They're fucking amazing. So this is very, very high level, amazing stuff that I'm so excited to give, opportunities to you, the agents, and other potential agents. Thank you so much for doing this, Josh.
Yeah. And just so everyone's aware too, part of this, I just started it March 1st. But anybody in this group, I'm running 2 lead gen lives, Tuesday and Thursday every week at 2 p.m. Mountain Time. The whole goal with these is that if you have a lead generation question and you're in this group or you're with MyRECo, you can hop into the Zoom, ask your question, get help on anything lead gen. I don't know everything about lead gen, but I've been doing it long enough that I've got a pretty good background. And I'll tell you what, if I don't have an answer for you, I will work with you to get an answer. But everything from pay-per-click ads, if you want to hire a third-party lead generation company, like bring the question to that group and we'll work it out together. Because I will tell you, I have seen too many agents, myself included, get way screwed over by lead gen companies. So if we can just help people before that happens, like I said, with our brokerage or not with our brokerage, it's a win for the industry.
Some of you agents that are with us now have joined after seeing some of the ads we put out there, meta ads and stuff like that. And that's as a result of Josh's knowledge and expertise. It doesn't have to be gross or cheesy or weird or whatever. Like, he can teach you to do the same. We can teach you to do the same, and then convert in a manner that's giving value instead of a high pressure, weird sales tactic. So cool. Another fun one.
All right. So about a month ago, I had House Hunters, the HGTV show, reach out. And they are doing casting through, I believe, the end of June or July of this year. So this is opened up to any agent with our brokerage. If you have a client that you think would be a good fit for this show, basically the way that it has to work is you have to get that client under contract. They have to have flexibility on their close date, and not only their close date, but their move date. So the reason for that is if you have a client that fits and gets accepted, as soon as they close, they are going to start filming for the next 4 days after closing, but your clients can't move into the house until after they're done filming. And so you have to have a little bit of flexibility. I put in here kind of what they're looking for. If you think you have a client that would be a good fit, talk to me. Once you get them under contract, I will put you in contact with the casting director for the show, and he will do an interview with your clients. There's no guarantee that that's going to get you as the agent or your clients on the show. They're doing this with, this isn't exclusive to us necessarily, but we are one of the few brokerages that they've offered this to as a brokerage option. So if you're interested in it, you have a client you think would be good. The other thing is we can't post publicly about this. However, You guys do have the right to tell clients like buyers, hey, by the way, I think you guys might be good for house hunters. We have a relationship with them. You can use it to get clients. That's okay. It just can't be made public or anything like that. And you can't guarantee them they'll be on the show. Don't do that because there's no guarantee.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Josh. Amazing
Yes.
connection.
All right. Well, we announced it last week and it's finally here. We are moving compliance out of Slack and into Dotloop. So this is the big project that Kyle's really gone above and beyond to do. You all should have received a message by now saying, hey, all your files that you have, pending listings, buyer agreements have all been moved over to Dotloop. Our ultimate goal is to streamline everything for agents. What we found is that there's enough agents using Dotloop as their primary signature platform that adding it to Slack was actually adding stress to their life, where, that we don't want that. We want to make things simple for you. So here's how it's going to work. If you're in Dotloop and you're using Dotloop, great. Now you have loops, you have checklists, and that's where our compliance team, Nate, will be in there like auditing files, and you'll get sent back to you from there if you need anything. If you're on the TC service, she's taking care of all of that as she did before, and it's done in Dotloop so that if it's a night or weekend or holiday and you can't get a hold of her, the rare occasion you can't get a hold of her, you can go into Dotloop and take action yourself, right? But there's one place to go look for that. Alternatively, at the same time, some of you have expressed wanting to keep the Start My File button. So what we have is we have two options. You can use the Start My File button and our team will get the loop set up for you, make sure that you have the email and you can email your documents into that. Or if you're the person that wants to start your file in Dotloop, our team will set up a companion channel in Slack because compliance is moving to Dotloop, but communication is staying in Slack. So we're going to stay after the meeting today, the three of us, me, Nate, and Kyle, to answer any questions, walk you through it. Hopefully this will alleviate things. The goal is not to cause stress. So we are all here to make this as easy as pie for you. And you won't have to disrupt what you're doing too much. So any questions?
Yeah, the only thing that I think was missing is, just so you guys know, when you are ready for somebody to review your file, actually when you're in Dotloop, you hit submit. Okay, so that's where compliance will review your file. In the past, you didn't have to do that because we reviewed everything in Slack. So all you do is just click the submit button in Dotloop, and that's where they're going to review it in compliance. And then again, as usual, you have your transaction specific channel in Slack. I still highly recommend, just like we taught you, send all your emails there, talk about everything in that transaction specific channel, because that is your like record. You'd be surprised how short your memory is when something comes back like a year later to bite you in the ass and you got to pull your file. That's why Holly and I had the vision to do compliance in Slack. But the reason we are for now just like easing up and keeping it in Dotloop is agents have enough new crazy systems and tools to learn. We didn't want you to feel like you're having to swim upstream with everything. This is a compliance system that's already like tried and true, understood by most agents. So let's do it this way and teach you guys a whole bunch of other tech shit and lead gen shit for now in other areas. Any questions? 4, 3.
Y'all are amazing. I just have to throw it out there. Every time I get on a call, I am blown away. I'm so
Aw.
excited. So no questions. Just had to put it out
Thank you
there.
so much, Debbie.
You're welcome.
Clip, Brian.
Flip it.
Okay, got the chat in the way. Okay, so have questions, just hang out. We'll be around. And by we, I mean them. Okay, MyRECo revealed tonight and every night at 8 p.m. My special guest tonight is going to be Robert D.C. Rossi, retired Air Force veteran. Speaking of social media, he and I met via Instagram and hit it off. And I recruited him to two different brokerages, my previous brokerage and then now this one. And we just have a great connection. He has a great attitude, I mean, like attracts like, right? But so I'm really excited to do this. And if you are interested in coming on a MyRECo Revealed, it's streamed live on Twitch. And really, I just want it to be a conversation. I don't want it to be Sandy Burnett up there being like, this is how great my fucking company is. I want it to be like, well, what do you like about it? What's going well? Like, and I also want to do some rapid fire questions. I started this with Emily. If you were CEO for a day, what would you change? Just different questions like that. Like I want to hit you with some stuff and see what you have to say. I've got nothing to hide. I'm an open book. So let's make it a fun conversation and have a little fun. I'm sure I'm going to have a couple beers during this one to keep up with DC. So looking forward to it. Debbie?
That's probably why we got in trouble on our call, because it was just an open book. We were just talking the whole time. Well,
Exactly.
yeah.
We were talking about love after lockup and all kinds of things. Oh my gosh, my dog keeps trying to make me play fetch with them. Okay, so we started this tradition last week where it's the social media posts of the week. Like I talked about with you guys, where you spend your time is important. And I built my whole business on social media because I didn't want Zillow to have me, paying them forever and be able to like charge me whatever they wanted. I built my business on social media. That was my lead pillar. And I'm going to recognize whatever I feel is the best social media post of the week. I am watching you guys very closely. So Lindsay, you have been killing it lately with your social media. And what I think is landing the best with you, Lindsay, is your authentic posts. So Lindsay is a farm and ranch agent on top of being like the most knowledgeable freaking broker, besides Holly, that I've ever met. Most knowledgeable Texas broker. Let's just do that. But I mean, really, like Holly and I were even talking last night. Like Lindsay has taught Holly and I so much about special divisions and all other kinds of shit we would have never known how to grow the company into, right? So, Lindsay, whenever you're posting something about your life, it actually ties into real estate because you are farm and ranch. You're a country girl. You're like, look, I know how to get in here and get dirty. I'm not afraid to like put my whatever snake boots you have on and go get dirty and stuff. You will never catch me doing that. That is not my personality style. I got dirty one time, maybe in the Marine Corps, and never again. And so, but these posts, you with a selfie in front of like the zoo that you're selling of a farm and ranch, like those are killing it. So I didn't know if you wanted to open your mic and say anything about that, but it's awesome. 4, 3, 2. Okay, next slide. So then I want to do a social media tip of the week. And my tip of the week is, without getting into too many details, I want you to all, like, social media is a tricky, slippery slope. All right. It's good when other people are focusing on you because it means that they're watching. It means your algorithm's working. So as long as you're focused, like don't let you take your eye off the prize. Focus on building your brand and don't worry about how other people are going to react. The good ones are going to be rooting for you. If somebody feels personally attacked by a post that never even mentions them, that usually just says more about their business or how they spend their own time than yours. It's okay to use your platform to talk about your standards, what you believe in, what you want the industry to look like. Just like the only thing I want to warn you on is don't make it like go all the way left negative and just go crazy. That's not going to attract people. That's going to detract from people that will want to hire you. But when you stand up for things, what you believe in or talk about or share your personal life, anything, as long as it's got a little something, there is something to be said about posting a little bit of polarizing content. It does get attention. Don't be afraid to do it if you want to do it, but don't feel like you have to do it either. But I just wanted to throw that out there that there, if people even, hate on it, at least they're watching it. That means that your algorithm's working. Natrix, you're up.
All right. Next slide. So this week I wanted to give a Slack tip that will help you stay organized, and that is creating sections. And just to let you know, you can only do this on your computer. You can't do this, unfortunately, on your phone. All right. And this just is a little video. If you can hit play, walks you through. Is there a way to make that bigger? If not, it's okay. I can still walk through it. So here I'm just letting you know on the left side of mine, I created sections and I organize all my files by, like buyer lead, buyer active, buyer pending. So to do that, you're going to go to direct messages and hit the 3 little dots, go to create and hit create section. Then you're going to name this section. Right now, I'm just going to call this buyer. And when you hit create, it's going to add it all the way up to the top. The good news about this is you can click on that and drag it to wherever you want to put it. So I want to put this directly above the channels there. And then I'm going to create one more. Let's just call this listings. And then go ahead and hit that create button again. And so this is a good way to kind of organize all of your files, or even just messages. You can do it by, groups, stuff like that. So I found this really helpful to keep my stuff organized, and I just want to share that tip for you. And then if you find it like a file, or it's okay.
I was just gonna say, when you were doing that channel, don't forget, you guys, when you're doing a channel and you're naming it, you can actually, or the section, you can put an emoji right there.
Oh
And
yeah.
it's like quick. You can like visualize. If you're a visual person and you want to break it up visually, you can like have a house for like buyers or have a, money sign for listing, whatever you want to do. So sorry, I just wanted to
Yes,
throw that.
no, it's okay. That's a great tip. Sandy's very great at adding emojis and keeping things visually to where she can find things faster. And I've actually noticed that helps me too, like when we do that for our Notion pages and stuff like that. But, just at the end here, I'm just showing you how you can grab a channel and drag it into your section. So if you, had previous channels created, you can go back and still move it around into the section that you just did to keep more organized.
Good job, Nate.
Thank you.
Brian, our survival dude.
Yep. So in line with what we talked about yesterday, to be prepared, you have to have the stuff on hand because you don't want to get it when you need it. So just take, I don't know, an hour or so. Look at what's in your fridge. Look at the food you have. Double check that things aren't expired. I'm really bad with condiments. Check and make sure everything's good, what you need to stock up on. Get a like rough timeline of this is how long we have food for, whether it's a week of food per person. Check your freezers, make sure you've got all the food there. Check your medicine cabinets, your cleaning supplies, bleach on hand, isopropyl alcohol, paper towels, toilet paper, garbage bags. Make sure you've got a decent supply of things, or you at least have an idea of what you've got, so what you need. And first aid kits. Also, like get a couple of those small little fire extinguishers, for like one next to the stove or next to the sink in the kitchen, so you know where it is. One maybe by the back door, so if your grill gets out of control one time, you can put that fire out. Like the quicker access you have to little fire extinguishers will prevent a big fire from coming to destroy your house. And make sure you have like luggage or go bags for your car. Like say you have ones for your kids, like, hey, let's put a pair of sweatpants and some socks and, things in there. I've got toiletry bags for, travel. So all I have to do is go in the bathroom, throw in, razor and shaving cream and my contact stuff and all that. You know, make sure you've got the luggage to put your things in and pre-stored in your car. Like practice packing your car to make sure everything fits. You're not trying to like shove things in when you need it. Just do a quick inventory of everything you've got in your car, in your house, in your fridge, and also get those. I know they were really big when like Pokemon Go came out. Those little like battery banks you can recharge your phone with, little like miniature solar chargers, things that can keep your devices charged if you're away from your house with an AC outlet, and plenty of cables to charge everything. Because I know I've left cables at hotels. I forget to take one when I travel and I have to buy another one. And also, I've got some homework on here. If you're interested in like TV shows and movies similar to that apocalypse content, there's a handful of the movies that are like decent apocalypse style movies that you can watch and kind of learn like what did they do that I could take away from, or what weren't they prepared for that I need to think about. And then some TV shows that kind of fit into that narrative as well. So you can watch those and kind of see these are some scenarios that a bunch of people sat down and they wrote seasons of TV shows about, so they've already done the thinking of what to do, what can happen, and applied it to the TV show or the movie. So there's some things to watch that are kind of in that topic as well that I thought might be fun to watch if you're still interested in learning more about the apocalypse and preparation.
How often do you recommend like inventorying your stuff? Because, like different supplies expire at different times. Like, what's reasonable without like it literally taking over your life and you looking like a fucking doomsday prepper?
So the best two would be once a year, either on your birthday or Christmas or New Year's or whatever. Pick like one important date, and that's the date where, hey, it's my birthday. Tomorrow I need to check everything in the house. Or I think, maybe if you want to do it more often than that, your what is it, the home air filter, you replace like what is it, every 6 months or every 3 months or whatever it is. Like,
Right.
however, when you
They
replace
like
that,
savings or something, yeah.
yeah, whenever you replace that air filter in your house, let's check everything else. Like that's a good time to review everything else in the house, whether it's your you should be pretty much inventorying your fridge every time you look in it, because every time I open it, I stare at everything in there and think. But for everything else, your first aid cabinet, your fire supplies, everything like that, medicine cabinets, every couple of months, once a quarter, twice a year, whatever it is, that's probably a decent amount. I know we talked in the apocalypse one, like bleach keeps for about 12 to 18 months. I've got a couple of jugs in the pantry, and I just grab the newest one out of there, buy another one, and cycle 2 or 3 of those out. So I've got a couple sitting in there, and just have enough on hand so that the one you've got, when you run out, you're not out. Have a spare, just like batteries for flashlights. Buy spare packs of batteries and have them in the junk jar in your kitchen. Just inventory that stuff a couple times a year, and just pick an event that will be a good reminder for you.
Thank you. MyRECo.
Is this me again?
Of course, you're the lead.
Okay. So we're going to be trying Fargo again. I got a non-streaming copy, so the audio shouldn't cut out or have any other weird issues. So we'll try that once again next Friday the 13th. Do you want me to announce the next Friday the 13th one, or?
Well, before that, I just want to explain, just so for the new agents, if you haven't watched a movie with us yet, this is a newer thing that we're doing, is the second Friday of the month. Staff shuts down. They hate me for it, kind of, but I'm like, we need like a team building time where we just kind of like shut down, watch a movie, hang out. So the first one's going to be Fargo. And so you're actually hopping into a new tradition. But yes, go ahead, Brian.
Okay. So this year is I won't say special year, but one of the rare years where there are 3 Friday the 13th. That only, like, that's the max number you can have. Last one was February. This one is this month, and there's another in November. So next November, this coming November, Friday the 13th, we're going to be doing the original Friday the 13th movie from 1980, I think.
Yay. All
Oh.
right.
Okay, so I was just going to talk about this. So,
is there anything, are there any slides, or because there's like, are we done with slides?
Just the national news slide. Just, yeah, that's it. So I'm just
Leave it
gonna
on there. Okay.
Yep. Yeah. All right. So I'm just curious, by a show of hands, who knew that the EPA released a new lead-based paint pamphlet in January? Brian, it's whatever. I
You
told you.
said it like twice before. I've heard you
Okay,
say
before
it.
I told you, okay, who knew? All right, nobody. Like, okay. So I'm gonna drop some stuff in the chat. So what I found fascinating was I went to go look for a specific version, and all of a sudden it was like, oh, hey, guess what? So I wanted to make sure you all knew and had access to the new Protect Your Family Led Home Real Estate Disclosure. They just updated it. We've got it in dot loop. It's only in English and Spanish. So their goal is to roll out all of the other languages soon. You want to make sure your clients always get them in their preferred language because lead-based paint, like poisoning, is serious business. And I think that sometimes we kind of skate over that when we're explaining it to clients. And it's really important that we don't need to put fear into them, but it's important that they understand that if this is important to them, they need to test for it. After closing, there's ways to remediate it, but it can do a lot of damage. So I just thought this was interesting because I'm pretty plugged into the real estate like world and literally did not know this. So wanted to share it with all of you, make sure you had access to the English and Spanish one. And I don't think there's any trainings on asbestos, but we can put one together. Did I say it right that time? Okay. I said asbestos once and they won't ever let me live that down. So all right. So anyways, that's it. Again, we don't have meetings to have meetings, so I wasn't just gonna find fluff to waste your time. This was all I had for you today, and we'll get more together for next week. So
This was great. The whole day. This is awesome. The whole meeting.
Thank you. Mickey, your hair looks great. I just put that on the chat, but
Does somebody have a birthday today? Did I see that on the calendar?
Sandy's is next week.
Okay. Maybe I saw it today. I'm just making sure.
nope, not yet.
Okay.
I don't want
Next
anybody
week.
recognizing me getting old.
Oh my God.
All right, Holly, we'll close us out.
All right. When in doubt, reach out. Message us if you need us. We are here for you. We all started this morning with a blank slate at 0. So go out and talk to a buyer, a seller, or an agent today. Have a good one. Bye.